Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. We're looking at 3 John, and we're going to finish up on this guy named Diotrephes. Today we're going to learn how to respond to a Diotrephes in your life, in your church, maybe even in your community or neighborhood. So let's look at 3 John verses 9 through 11 and read it another time. I wrote to the church, but Diotrephes, who loves to have the preeminence among them, does not receive us. Therefore, if I come, I will call to mind his deeds which he does, prating against us with malicious words. And not content with that, he himself does not receive the brethren, and forbids those who wish to, putting them out of the church. Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. He who does good is of God, but he who does evil has not seen God. I think we're going to memorize those verses. I've read them so many times. Well, 3 men in the church. There's a Gaius, a good man. There's a Diotrephes, an evil man, a bad man, a troublemaker, a dictator. And then there is a Demetrius, another wonderful man in the church. For every bad guy you got 2 good guys. Remember that. Sometimes all we can see is that which is painful and hurtful and negative, and focus on that and forget about all the good people in our lives and in our churches. And thank God for the good people that have been in my life over the years. And yet from time to time there has been that Diotrephes that has been very discouraging. And if we're not careful, we can begin focusing on those negative, evil people and be discouraged. Now, John made at least several comments about this guy. One, he loved to have the preeminence. He was a very proud, arrogant person. He was always constantly drawing attention to himself. He wanted the applause for everything that went on good in the church. And then we notice also that John said he would not receive him. In other words, he rejected John. He rejected John's letter. He did not want the Apostle John around. You know, sometimes the reason people that are evil or bad do not want good people around, it exposes them. Well, that's what the light does. The light exposes the darkness, and the darkness can't stand it, the scripture says. And then he also lied about John. He is a liar. Well, my friend, remember Jesus said to the Pharisees, you are your father the devil. The lust of your father you will do. He is a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth because there's no truth in him. He is a liar and the father of it. Somebody that's lying about others and spreading malicious slander, just as Diotrephes was about John. You can rest assured the source of that. And we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. So remember, you're in spiritual warfare, not just fleshly fighting with some person. Remember, you got God on your side, and if God is for you, who can be against you? The third thing we notice is he rejected John's associates. He himself does not receive the brethren. He didn't receive those who were a part of the ministry with John, those who would come through to encourage the church. He rejected. He didn't want them around either. That's the trait of a Diotrephes. He doesn't want anyone good around. And then the fourth thing he did, we notice, is he disciplined those who disagreed with him. He kicked them out of the church. That's what he said, putting them out of the church, those who disagreed with him. And so that's a Diotrephes. That's the characteristics of a Diotrephes. Churches have them, families sometimes have them, and they're difficult to deal with. And as we said one day, extra grace is required when you have to get around these people and they're in your life. Now, what does John say to do? And here's where we're going to finish today. Beloved, do not imitate what is evil, but what is good. Because he who does good is of God, he who does evil has not seen God. So John is making it very clear this person hadn't seen God. Now, remember, Gaius is a good man, Diotrephes is a bad man. So basically, John's saying the way to respond is with good. Follow the man that's good. Get your eye off the person that's evil. Look on the persons and people around you that are encouraging and helpful and are serving the Lord Christ. And be positive. Keep a good attitude. Follow that. Imitate that which is good, not that which is evil. Don't follow that kind of evil person, a Diotrephes. And guess what will happen? no one's listening to them, they will fade away because God will take care of them. Well, God bless you. I trust you've been encouraged to follow that which is good, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.